call is now being recorded.
So, welcome once more. And tonight, this is a continuation of what we did last time. And a continuation of what we did last time. Last time, we spoke about business analysis, principles, and rules in organizational success. And this night, we are going to be looking at the importance of effective business analysis in enterprise application. So the first thing we need to do is we already know what business analysis, the principles and everything, but what is enterprise application? I want to introduce enterprise application early enough because enterprise application is everything in today's business. In today's business landscape, everything is enterprise application. And as a business analyst, everything you are going to be doing is going to be working around various enterprise applications, implementing enterprise applications, updating enterprise application, optimizing enterprise application, integrating enterprise application, migrating enterprise application. That is everything you are going to be doing. Business today is applications, enterprise application. Everything about business is enterprise application. So what is enterprise application? Enterprise application are these applications we use in our everyday business. They are the backbone of modern organization, ranging from ERP enterprise application to CRM enterprise application to ITSM enterprise application to HR enterprise application to supply chain enterprise application, and so many of them. That is what we are going, because I don't dwell so much in theories. I want to give you the practical thing, so you start smelling the practicality of what we're talking about. It's all about enterprise application. We have so many companies with well known for their enterprise application. Number one is Microsoft. Everywhere, any place, about business, if you go to any country, any organization, any sector, any industry, they must be using one Microsoft application or the other. The most popular is Office 365. Everybody is using Microsoft Word. Everybody is using Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and so many of them. These are enterprise applications. These are the basic of enterprise application from Microsoft. When we want to go up a bit, advance in enterprise applications, within Microsoft, we start talking about Dynamics 365 ecosystem. Dynamics 365 ecosystem, we talk about Dynamics 365 ERP. When we talk about the ERP, we talk about the finance and control. We have Dynamics 365 CRM. In CRM, we have Dynamics 365 CRM sales, Dynamics 365 CRM marketing, Dynamics 365 CRM customer support, field service. These are all Dynamics 365 CRM. We have Dynamics 365 supply chain management, and so many of them. So it's a big ecosystem from only Microsoft. Then we'll look about other companies, other notable companies. We talk about SAP. When we talk about SAP, they are very popular for their own enterprise application. You have SAP ERP, you have SAP CRM, you have SAP Cloud Commerce, we have SAP, so many of the SAP enterprise application, so many of them. Then we'll talk about ITSM. There is so many enterprise application in ITSM. We have ServiceNow, and so many of them. So these are the things we are going to be using. Even in this our training, we're still going to be using so many of all these enterprise application. We can't do without enterprise application. Even this Google Meet we are using for this our meeting right now, you know, this is a big business. This what I'm doing currently is what we call EdTech, education technology. So you can see that there is a shift in the education technology, the way education services and course offerings are being offered these days. People can be at the comfort of their own, and receive quality education. Complement of enterprise application. So that's why enterprise application is everything in business. And who are those people designing and implementing and optimizing and maintaining this enterprise application? These are business analysts. Business analysts, we do all these things. We do project managers manage the board. You, the business analyst, you look at every company's need and decide which enterprise application to recommend to them based on their business need, their business goal. And then you design to make sure that, because most of the enterprise applications we are talking about, they are white label. White label means that you can configure and customize it to your specific need. So the business analyst makes sure that all these enterprise applications are being configured and customized to their need. Company A and company B might be using the same enterprise application and using it differently because of the customization. So business analysts make sure that you configure and customize them. That is what we call design. When we are designing, is for you to make sure that that technical specification aligns with the company's vision, company's goal, company's objective. And after designing, the developers start building, and you continue to monitor and test what the developers are doing. And even after then, we'll continue to improve on those enterprise applications. Because after building the enterprise application, we want those enterprise applications to start communicating with each other. If your enterprise application, no matter how beautiful the interface, the user interface, and these enterprise applications are not communicating, they are useless. They must be able to communicate with other enterprise applications, maybe within the company or within different other third-party enterprise application. And that is why a lot of companies are going for enterprise applications from Microsoft, because Microsoft will build their enterprise application in such a way that enterprise application from Microsoft can communicate with enterprise application with SAP, enterprise application with so many other enterprise applications. So the integration makes it, their integration system makes it easy for their application to communicate with other applications. So these are the things business analysts do. You do a lot of integration. And that is how we achieve data communication between different applications. You see data moving from HR to ITSM or IT support desk or IT support unit. For instance, when HR employs a new employee, they will make a request for the ITSM support desk to provision laptops, mobile devices the employee will be using. And most of the time they do it manually and it takes a lot of time. But when you integrate HR system with ITSM system, they start communicating effectively and reduce the manual input there. Please, it's of importance that you have to, that's why we are joining, I want people to be joining on time, because when we start flowing, I know we have busy schedule, but we should try as much as we can to be joining on time. And I saw someone raising, Oluwasha, I saw you raising your hand. I don't know if it's intentional or you want to ask a question.
I was telling you that Ndubusi was waiting at the lobby.
Yeah, so I will see what we can do to this, because I don't want when I use Zoom, people join automatically, but in this team, it's good in a way, because you have to admit people that you want to be, so people cannot get crash your training environment. So that's why, but it's okay. We'll look at how people can be joining automatically without, well, if you have a pin, I think we have a pin, with the pin, you should be able to join without me admitting you. But it's when you are clicking on the link to join via the link, just click it. It might require me to admit you. But we'll talk about that and look at how we can improve on that. So let's go back to our slide. So that is a bit of introduction about enterprise application. So the success of this application is based on effectiveness of business analysis. Business analysis means business analysts being effective in doing their job. Okay, so let's look at the alignment with organizational objectives. Effective business analysis ensures alignment with organizational goals, tailoring applications to enhance efficiency, reduce costs, and drive strategic initiative. You know, I've said something about it. Alignment, every organization, they have goals and objectives. So this enterprise application must be tailored to the organizational objectives, to their goals. It's very, very important that they are tailored towards that. Being that is a white label, the enterprise application, they are white label. White label means you can configure it, customize it, even put your own logo. And it will look like you have everything about your company, brand it to become your company's own. But it takes time. It's technical. So it requires experienced developers and experienced business analysts to do that. But they are all achievable. Like I said initially, you see company A, they are using Dynamics 365 CRM sales. Company B, they are using Dynamics 365 CRM sales. But the other company might be using their own Dynamics 6 CRM sales for their vendors. And the other company are using their own for their customers. So they serve different purposes, but it's the same application. But it's the way it is designed and configured will determine the kind of result it's going to give. Some company might want their own Dynamics 365 to be communicating with WhatsApp, communicating with Facebook. Some people might want their own Dynamics 365 to be communicating with LinkedIn, to be getting lead from LinkedIn. So these are different needs. But the ultimate goal is for you to use it to increase efficiency and reduce organizational costs. Most of the things they do manually, in some of these enterprise applications, they can be automated. And once they are automated, it will reduce cost and drive efficiency, strategic goal, whatever term you want to call it. That is the main purpose of this enterprise application. Currently, in my company, I'm trying to integrate our HR enterprise application with our ITSM enterprise application so that the HR will not be sending requests for status provisioning or leavers provisioning manually. So once a starter joins, automatically the HR will trigger and the ITSM application will receive the request and process the request. And the agent will start working on the provisioning. This happened within a second. All these things happen. But once they want to do that manually, it takes them like 2 days to compile the list, do all the necessary paperwork before they submit it, maybe by email or by phone call or by in person. Then it will take the IT team to take time to read, digest, understand the need of or request from HR. Before all these things happen, it takes like 3 days, 4 days. And while this is happening, the new employee is waiting. How many days gone? 2 days gone, 3 days gone, 4 days gone, and they are still trying to understand the request. how many, that is the amount of time they are losing. Because if everything is automated, immediately the IT team will just receive the request and provision a laptop and a mobile phone for the new starter, and the new starter will start work immediately. So that is it. That is how enterprise application enhances efficiency, reduce cost, and drive strategic initiative. But it's the business analyst. That is how the business analysis comes there. All this magic are being performed by business analysts via business analysis. Then we'll look at requirements, elicitation, and definition. Business analyst plays a pivotal role eliciting and defining requirements for enterprise application, understanding users' need, documenting functional specification. With experienced business analysts, it's very easy to understand requirements. That is the basic function of a business analyst. It's very basic. To understand the requirements, you have to be capturing requirements. All these requirements you are capturing, they are all centering around enterprise application. Which application are we going to use? We want to do this. They tell you they want to do that. All these things they want to do, they are just telling you for you to understand their problem and do a thorough business analysis, requirement analysis, and understand which enterprise application is the best to solve their problem or address that strategic goal. You need to understand it. You need to write, document this requirement. You need to do the analysis. After the analysis, you need to make recommendation. And after recommendation, you need to, because after recommendation, then there will be a validation of your recommended solution. Once the solution you recommended has been validated, the next thing is designing and implementation. That is you, business analyst. So as a business analyst, you capture business requirements, you analyze it, design it, and convert it into technical requirement. That technical requirement, you take it to the developers will build it, and then you go back and communicate it to the business executive and show them that the solution has been implemented and how the solution is addressing their need.
Just that you're struggling with your audio. The audio is not consistent. It's breaking.
What? You are struggling with
But
what?
now your audio, but now I can hear it now. It was breaking. The last things you said, we didn't hear.
Okay. Are you guys, is everybody struggling with the audio?
No, looks good.
Yeah, it's good for me as well.
It's okay from this end too.
Okay, then
It's
and
okay from this side too.
I think it's your system,
Okay. Just a few things.
or maybe your network is not so strong.
I'm actually traveling. I'm actually in transit. Okay, no problem. I'm picking.
Okay. No worry. Maybe by the time after this you can rewatch it. Maybe by the time you are rewatching it, I know it's going to be clear, because I'll be using this system to teach with this network, and I always try to understand the way it's coming out. At times after this thing, I have to sit there and watch the production, and it's always coming out fine. But it's good if you notice anything, you don't need to keep quiet. You know, you need to let me know. I want to understand your experience. That is one of our key duty, understanding the way users are faring with our product or services. So thank you for that. And let's go back to our slide. So optimizing application functionalities. When application is implemented, you don't just leave it that way. Over time, we'll continue to optimize the way this application functions. I've used integration. When you implement enterprise application, I will use Dynamics 365 CRM sales as an example. By the time you finish implementing Dynamics 365 CRM sales, it's not integrated with any third-party application. Over time, you want to start sharing information with Dynamics 365 with other applications for you to have paid, your company to have paid, because it's very costly application. It's good for you to utilize every gain offered from that application. There is so much you can achieve from there. The only way you can do that is optimization. One way of optimizing enterprise application is via integration, making sure that that enterprise application is communicating effectively with other third-party enterprise application. If you see our course portal, when I was using Zoom to teach, enterprise application, that course portal was integrated with Zoom. So that once you log in, you don't need to, you just click and you are watching the video live. If you are watching this video, if you go to the live video, you see that if you click, you notice that that video is hosted in YouTube. But that application needs to be integrated. That our course portal need to be integrated with YouTube before you can watch it directly. You just click. It doesn't happen that way. Without proper integration, there is no way you can log in and click and start watching it, a hosted video on YouTube. You know, and for that, it gives space for the server. So you see, my server becomes so light. But if I'm uploading all this video on my server, it's going to weigh my server down. So I have to use YouTube, upload the video on YouTube. But if you go to YouTube, you are not going to see that video in YouTube because it's not listed. So this is how you use enterprise application, various integration. You start sharing data. What I did is data communication, data sharing. Now I'm sharing data from YouTube to this. And that is why at times you see people can be streaming in YouTube, and that streaming will be coming out live in a Facebook, or you'll be streaming live in Facebook, and people will be watching that stream live in YouTube. It's because these enterprise applications have been integrated, and data are now the two systems can share information in real time. That is one of the optimization. You continue to add value to that system. If you ask, you continue to capture reviews from the users of the application you are managing. So over time, you become the subject matter expert in that enterprise application. You know, subject matter expert are another level of business analysis role. So when you master that enterprise application, you become subject matter expert. You'll be working with various users within that enterprise application to understand their pain and be looking for ways to help them remove those pains. That is why you are there. So our work as business analysts is to continue to look for ways to optimize the workflow, the way people work in the office, and add value, reduce costs, and things like that. So why I'm always talking about using Dynamics 365 because there is so much jobs in Dynamics 365 ecosystem. I get up to 5 calls every day from people looking for me to come and work for them in one role in Dynamics 365 or Dynamics. Because that's what I'm kind of trying to build you people towards this terrain. You become a subject matter expert within this, because they have so many enterprise applications within this ecosystem, one ecosystem. Another place they have so many enterprise applications is SAP. If you can master Dynamics 365 and SAP, is a very good beginning for you as a consultant. Because what you are is you are a consultant. Once you are done with this, you become a consultant. You know, one of my students just secured a job as a functional consultant. You know, from the way we followed Dynamics 365. So, when we talk about optimization, the business analysis will help in assessing the functionalities to address specific business challenges, identifying opportunities for customization, enhancement, or integration, optimizing overall application performance. Then we move to facilitating user adoption. This is another way business analysis can help through critical role in success adoption, bridging the gap between end users and technical team, ensuring user-friendly application for diverse user group. When you are trying to implement a new solution for your organization as a business analyst, you are going to receive a lot of kickback. Not everybody is going to support you. It's difficult, people moving away from their comfort zone. And as a business analyst, you have this disruptive mindset that anywhere you come, people don't think, if you come in the organization as a business analyst, they see you as, you see the way they see police officers, that's the way they see you. They will say, what is he coming to do this time around? Because you as a businessman, once you come, you always say that this is not working well. You want to do it this way. You want to do it that way. That is your mindset. You are disruptive. And with that mindset, you see people working in an environment for 10 years, 20 years, it becomes their comfort environment. And you come there, you say, no, this is a waste. They are wasting resources. They are wasting time. You want integration. You want automation. Some of them will be scared. When you come to an organization, you start talking about automation, automating system, people will be panicking. They are going to lose their job. Because once they finish automating every workflow, what are they going to be doing? That is their mindset. But for you, you are helping them to work effectively. You are helping them to work at a speed. But that is not what they are seeing. So they are going to kick back. And for instance, you are just a young business analyst that want to, shine, want to sell yourself. You want to bring improvement. You want to bring a lot of things to the organization. You are just joining the organization. And there's some people there, senior managers, marketing, senior managers, sales. They've been there for years. They will tell you this is the way we have been doing this. You can't just come in and say we are not going to do this. That is what you are going to face. Some young business analysts, once they face this kind of backlashing, some of them will start crying. But this is where you come in to sell yourself and the application or the solution or the change you are bringing. And that's what we call facilitating user adoption. So you need to market the solution in such a way that they will see the value you are trying to add. So that is business analysis. They don't see that, but you help them to realize how they can work smartly, effectively, using this enterprise application. For instance, they have been capturing lead manually. You can tell them, no, with Dynamics 365 CRM marketing, you don't need to capture your lead manually. You build your lead here, you plan your lead here, you automate everything, and everything will be coming in. You'll be receiving lead. You integrate Dynamics 365 with LinkedIn. You integrate it with Facebook. You integrate it with Twitter. And you will get more lead, more powerful lead. You see people interacting, what people are saying, when people are commenting on your page, what people are then, these are potential lead. And you'll be getting all these lead directly to your system, to your CRM. You don't need to get them manually. You don't need to process them manually. You don't need to start sharing reports. Every week you are writing report, you send the report by email, you write report, you attach a report, you send it to this manager, you send to the other manager. No. When you are using Dynamics 365, everything you are doing, you add every user, they will have access to what you are doing. When your Dynamics 365 is integrated with a Power BI, all the reports will automatically be showing in Power BI. You don't need to be sending reports. All the senior managers, they have access. They see everything you do. And that is working effectively. That is working smartly. So you have find a way to sell this initiative, this change. You bridge gap between end users and technical team. So many of these end users, it's very difficult for them to communicate to the technical team what they really want. Because so many of the developers, they have developers' language. All they want to, under the developers, all they hear is user stories, acceptance criteria, technical specification, definition of done, definition of ready. What concerns the end user with user story? What is user story? Some of you here might not know. If you are just joining, you might not know what is user story. But you start telling an end user, telling a developer, I want this done this way. The developer will tell you, okay, what is the user story? You the end user, will say, what do you mean by user story? So what's here, you are the person bridging the gap. You capture the requirement, you understand the language of the end users, you understand the language of the developers. These are the technical team. You should be able to capture business language from the business executives, transform that business requirement into technical specification. where the developers will be very comfortable to consume them. And with that, effective solution can be implemented and everybody will be happy. You know what the end users know. So you should be able to communicate it to the developer so that they will build a user-friendly application for the end users. If you don't tell the developers how the end users want it, they will build something the end users cannot use. But to developers, they will say that this is very fine because they understand it. But you will know what the end users, you know their level of technicalities. So this is where business analysis comes in while managing enterprise applications. We look at data-driven decision-making. Just like I said, when there is a good integration, I equally use our Dynamics 365. When we integrate Dynamics 365 with Power BI very well, you will see data, everything will be, you see all the metrics. The system will do a lot of analysis for you with an interactive dashboard. So it becomes so easy to take decision because they are seeing the metrics, they are seeing the KPI, everything is showing. But if you don't have this kind of application, it takes a lot of time to write, this kind of make decision, understand data. You go to Excel sheets, you try to understand all the data, the cells from this state, another cell from maybe here in UK, you are looking from sales report. If you're working in ASDA, you look at sales report from Manchester, sales report from London, sales report from Edinburgh, different section, different state, different cities, sales report. It takes time for you to start compiling it and writing report and start looking at. But if you are looking at all these reports from Dynamics 365 or from other Power BI, for instance, the system will help you to design all these reports in such a way that everybody can understand the reports and it can be communicated seamlessly, easily, and with speed using an interactive dashboard. So this is where you can use business analysis in some of these enterprise applications in terms of data driven decision making. It helps in a comprehensive evaluation of data metrics, providing insight for informed decision making, leveraging the full potential of enterprise applications. Change management and adaptability, facilitating smooth transition during update, expansion, and integration. Assessing the impact on processes, people, and technology, ensuring minimal disruption to operation. Now, change management is very important in business analysis, more especially when we are trying to deploy new solutions. You need to manage changes effectively, more especially sensitization. All these people that the change will affect, you need to sensitize them, you need to carry them along, you need to educate them. You need to make sure that there is minimal disruption. At times you see when you are migrating from one system to another system, it's not always easy. It means people are going to be moving from their comfort zone to another zone. Some people might not even have any experience about the new application. that can be so disruptive, meaning that if they are not properly trained, they might not be able to use the new application. So you must find a way to plan the transition so that it's not going to, the impact is going to be very minimal. So NWC, you are raising your hand.
Oh, yes, Charles. So my question is, well, maybe an observation. Some vendors, as some vendors, product owners will want to deploy an app, so they make their pitching, they win the contract, they will start work. But what lacks often is a business analyst who plays a go between. What they do is they choose one of their staff who plays the role of a business analyst. And one that I was involved in, they were to deploy this app to a company. And we didn't find it funny because the business analyst didn't do a nice job. He wasn't collaborating well with the people in house. The changes we wanted, he was willing to give us the changes he thought we needed instead of giving us exactly what we wanted. So it was a very difficult software implementation. Very, very, very difficult. Very hard one. Very tough. Eventually, when he was done, he was asking for a feedback. And I told him that I thought the software, the application was good, but the implementation was very bad and the support was next to zero. Business analytics was zero. So, do you think that people should also engage a consultant who is a BA to play go between a business analyst that does not work with the application owner, but just on his own? For instance, hire a Charles and say, Charles, I want to do this software change, you want to do this implementation, be our consultant on this. Do you think that it's better to have an outsider play the consultancy role and do the BA job than have a BA from the software company who will give you what they feel like giving you and not what you really want? Because I've seen this play out a good number of
Okay,
times. How do you
this
think that should be handled?
is a very simple scenario, and it happens all the time. But I will answer this question quickly because I wouldn't want it to disrupt the flow of things here. What I normally do is that at the end of the presentation, you have to, I'll start taking questions. But because you've asked this question, I will crave everybody's indulgence to just answer this question, and then we'll continue. There is what we call technical partners. If you look at Microsoft, they have what they call vendors. If you are trying to, so many organization companies, if you want to get Microsoft, some of the Microsoft application, you don't go to Microsoft directly. You go through their technical partners. Then we have like SAP. These are ones I have first class this thing. SAP, most of the SAP applications, if you want to deploy SAP for a company, most of the time you don't go to the SAP as a company direct. You go through their technical partners. Some of their technical partners are PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, Accenture. Some of them are technical partners. Then we'll have KPMG. Some of them are technical partners. NX and Young, Deloitte. These are technical partners. But the company should have in-house business analyst. Is now the in-house business analyst that will capture the requirement of what the company wants and the company business analyst will then go and meet these vendors. These vendors like KPMG, they have their own business analysts. They will call these companies technical partners. So the business analyst with the company will liaise with the business analyst from all these vendors to understand. Is the duty of the in-house business analyst to tell the technical partners what my company wants. And you need to monitor what they are doing. They don't know your need. They have a lot of people they are working with. It's based on what you present, and that is what they are going to configure for you. So while they are configuring, you'll be testing and accepting whatever things they do. If it doesn't meet the technical specification from your business leaders or business executives, you say no. But we are coming to that. That's what we call UAT. After every implementation or configuration, there's what we call UAT, user acceptance testing, to make sure that everything is being tested. If it didn't go well, you are not going to pass it. If it goes well, you pass it. And that's how every single code, every single configuration must be tested to make sure that it meets the user stories acceptance criteria. So, but these are some of the things we are going to do as we proceed. At this stage, is a bit advanced to start telling you about user stories and acceptance criteria because we are not there yet. But to your question, every company, a serious company, must have a good in-house business analyst. Even if you are consulting KPMG or Accenture or PwC as your technical partner that is coming to, when I was in Nigeria, those days, before I came to UK, I was working with Mobitel then. I could remember our technical partner is PwC. Then we are trying to implement SAP. They always come to our company. We have 2 business analysts then. They always work together with the technical partner from the PwC to analyze our requirements and then deploy our, that is then. Even up till now, when I was working with Telefonica here in UK, the technical partner for the SAP success factor we are deploying is Accenture. So, but I'm the business analyst that is working with those technical partners from Accenture to make sure, because what we are doing here at this point, we've already the SAP success factor is already implemented. But we want to do an integration via extract, transform, and load. So these are the people we are working with. So it's a regular thing that do happen as a business in business world. And as a business analyst, you should be able to work comfortably with technical partners. So many companies, when they want to hire you, at times they will ask you, have you worked with technical partners before? And they'll ask you, which project have you worked during those days? There are times they'll ask you some technical, depending on the kind of role they are looking for. Maybe they are looking for a business analyst that will be a go-between the company and the technical partners. So have I answered your question, Mr. MD?
Yeah, yes, it's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay. So like I said, in change management and adaptability, so it's very important that you, as a BA, needs to make sure that this change you are bringing do not have so much negative impact by trying to reduce the amount of disruption. At times, you find out that if you are doing migration, you have to plan the activity to be over the weekend or during bank holidays or late in the night to reduce disruption of businesses. Or at times, we use what we call trickle approach. If you are doing migration, there are two methods of migration. We have what we call big bang, and there's something we call trickle migration. Big bang is very risky, but it reduces the time. You migrate all the whole company data at a go. And trickle migration is a situation whereby maybe you start migrating data department by department, making sure that even if there is a situation or a crisis, it doesn't affect all the data in the company. So what I'm using this as a scenario is that you have to find a way to reduce the level of disruption. This is what we call change. Change is meaning moving from one state to another state. That's change management. And when we are trying to move from one state to another state, there's a lot of people who say, no, we are not moving. We are comfortable here. Who are you, sir? What do you think you know? We've been in this company for 20 years. You are just joining. What do you know? You know, these are change, these are resistance to change. You must find a way, you must have a plan on how to manage resistance to change because it must come. These are what you do as a business analyst, making sure that all the enterprise application solution you are trying to implement have a smooth transition. Cost efficiency and resource optimization. Business analysis will help in effective business analysis, identifies area for cost optimization, streamlining processes, eliminating redundancies, ensuring efficient resource utilization. So business analysis in this sense, again, when applied very well within the enterprise application, this is the result. It's going to help in streamlining processes, eliminating redundancies, ensuring efficient resource utilization. That is, if you are doing things manually, most people that are managing resources manually, once automated, you see tremendous results. Things will, you save a lot of time. You know, some activities, processes, it takes 2 days to perform. When automated, you find out that 2 hours done. That is cost efficiency and resource optimization. You save cost. You save cost and eliminate waste in the process. Business with lean approach in business analysis. We call it lean approach. It helps in resource waste reduction and Six Sigma in process improvement. These are techniques applied at this point to save resources, reduce waste, and improve efficiency. We're going to look at some of the techniques like Lean and Six Sigma, but it's a bit advanced. These are meant for senior BAs but we'll see how we are going to scratch up some of all these areas. quality assurance and risk mitigation. Business analysts contribute to quality assurance, identifying potential risks and challenges, develop strategies to enhance overall reliability and reliance. So, good business analysts must have a risk plan. It's either you confront the risk or you transfer the risk. You must have a plan on how to manage your risk so that you reduce any kind of impact any risk can bring. But in business world, we always have risk. No business can say but what they are looking at is the efficiency of the risk plan in place. As a business analyst, you're going for interview, or even as a project manager, you must tell them how you manage your risk, techniques you use for managing your risk. We are going to look at all these things in details. Like we have, for me now, most of the projects I'm using, I use because it's very scalable. RAID, where you use it to capture RAID, use it to capture risk, manage risk, and even not only risk, dependencies and other things. So these are methodologies we can apply. You can equally have a good plan on how to, confront your risk or transfer risk. When there is a risk, it's either you avoid the risk, you confront the risk, or you transfer the risk. You must have plans of how to manage your risk. It's very, very important. Business analysis, because all this application, all these solutions, they comes with a lot of risk. So you must have a way to mitigate the risk. You find out that some of these enterprise applications, they are very costly. Very, very costly. So when organization is investing that amount of money, you must have a strategic and trustworthy risk plan in place. Some of this is, you find out if the project is meant to last for 6 months, you see some projects lasting for 2 years. This is a big risk, and it happens a lot in public sectors. And you see so many of these, you see a lot of big project managers going to prison for resource misappropriation of funds, or things like that. So you must know how to manage your risk very well. It's very important. Some of the ways to handle some of these is you must make sure there is a project charter that, well, these are things we are going to look at as we are going there. But the project charter is very good for a project, more especially project managers. If you are working in public sectors, more especially in this country, make sure that every project you are managing have a project charter. Project charter gives you the authorization as a project manager to spend resources within that project. If anything goes wrong, you must show that you have authorization to spend public fund, taxpayers' money on that project. But some people can just say, yeah, I have a business case, it's approved. You start managing project, you start spending, you start doing that pay. All of a sudden, things goes wrong, and I've seen two big boys go into prison because of this kind of situation. So, and continuous improvement. All these applications we are seeing is a continuous improvement. Even if we deploy, you find out all these applications, they're always having regular updates. You make sure in order to get the optimum value from the investment, your company is always updating their system, making sure you are using the latest version, because every version must come with additional value. So you must make sure that it's a continuous improvement. It's a continuous improvement to add more value. So business analysis as an iterative process, promoting continuous improvement, regular assessment of performance for enhancement. You continue to assess the way users are using the application in order to add more value. You continue to improve because it's a continuous process. You see, most of these developers, some of these companies, they are always in their lab researching and developing, bringing out more better application, update to what you have. So it's a continuous improvement. And you, as a business analyst, must make sure that this continuous improvement is equally being witnessed within your own organization. So that is how a business analysis or business analyst can help to bring success, improvement, efficiency to organizations using these enterprise applications. So this is where we're ending it for tonight. And you can bring your questions based on what we've just discussed. So that is it. I'm waiting for questions. I can start taking questions now. If you have any other thing, any question within business analysis or business world or project management you want us to discuss, if we don't have any question within the context we've just finished, we can take any question. You know, when it comes to business analysis or project management or this environment IT, I'm comfortable to take any question.
Charles, thank you very much. This is well appreciated. It's this is quite timely, and the depth is very interesting, right? I can tell you, I'm learning a whole lot from this. So thank you once again for the patience in driving this knowledge in. Okay,
All right.
Is, with regard to solution deployment. Now, in recent past, what we used to do coding. So after coding, that's software development. So after coding, you now need the business analysts, consultants to get requirement specifications, do solution mapping from companies, and then come and play the role of a midwife in order to deliver the solution to the companies. In recent times, like what you are into in terms of AI is, do I say, is the modern day codification. So my question would be, I kind of know about that codification, but this AI I have now, is it that the developers had developed to a comfort level, and now AI experts can now pick it and learn the rules and be able to design the apps to produce or to provide solutions to specific problems that are faced by companies? Or is it that after doing our own as business analysts and AI consultants, developers will still have to do their normal codification again? Does this jettison the role of the traditional developers, or does it enhance their role? How do these, handshake? I don't know if you get the question.
Yeah. Well, the role you play as a business analyst depends on methodology you are using. We have so many methodologies. We have a waterfall approach. We have agile approach. Whether AI, whether which solution, we call it solution. All this AI, they are just simple applications. There is nothing so magical about AI, machine learning, or all this and that. They are just softwares. So it depends on what the company want to achieve. It's a simple way. We are the people that makes things so difficult for us. More at times, you don't blame them, but some people do not really understand how this business analysis or project management, some people do not understand the flow. Initially, I studied finance. I studied banking and finance. And before I become a business analyst, I used to think that I'm a business analyst, because I have this mindset that once you have studied any business-related course, or you from business faculty, you are a business analyst. But it's wrong. It's no. Business analyst is a trade of its own. As a business analyst, you are a software engineer, because you capture the requirement. Why I say that you are a software engineer is that you talk to these business leaders. You talk to the business leaders. The business leaders here will tell you what they want, and you capture their requirements. Just like as a building engineer, you have your client, you capture the requirement, you go and design and assist the bricklayers, the carpenters. They are building for you, the building engineer. They are building for you. It's from your drawing, your technical drawing. That's what they are developing, what you draw. So you have to be there managing them. So if that building collapses, they are not going to hold bricklayers, carpenters, whichever of the technicians responsible. The person they are going to hold responsible is the building engineer. In IT world, you are the software engineer. You capture requirements from your clients, you design it, you take it to the developers. Developers are technicians. They are just like electricians. You tell them what to do. This is what I want you to build. They build, you monitor, you test what they build. If what they are building is not good, you cancel it, they start all over again. And during this process, you must choose a methodology. It's either you choose waterfall or you choose agile process. Most of the time, I work within agile process, agile approach. This agile approach will help you to build on difficult or complex environment. Complex environment is that all these applications we are seeing, we can see how it's working, but we don't know how it's going to end. That is complex. So all we can do is we think of something, we build something and add. We keep on building something and adding. So we keep on developing small quantity and keep adding. And that is how we continue to build, and that is how continuous improvement comes in. We continue to build small features and keep on adding it. And that can only be achieved in agile environment using Scrum. Some of this terminology is too early for you guys, but I'm just trying to respond to your question to some extent. But the point I'm making here is, you say the coders, these people are what we regard all of them as technicians. You are if you know what you are doing as a business analyst, you are the main man there because you are the software engineer. You know the requirement. You tell them what you want them to build, and they build what you want. If the solution, whether AI or not AI, you tell them what you want. If the company wants to solve a solution, want to solve a problem using AI, they will tell you the kind of problem they want to solve. You know, if, for instance, if your company want to integrate or build an AI that will be answering questions, it's simple. They will design a chatbot and integrate it to a particular system. I can design a chatbot and integrate that chatbot in my cost portal. And I will feed that chatbot with various questions and answers. So that once you come to that chatbot, you ask questions, that chatbot will automatically respond to you based on so many answers are fed within their memory. And that's how they continue to respond. Even all these GTP generative AI, they are working on, they have been fed with 1,000 millions of situations and answers. They didn't start today. They'll be capturing a lot of simulation, a lot of situation, the different answers they've been building, feeding that AI with so many. So their memory is full with a lot of things. That's why some AI will ask them dangerous questions. I like so many times, if I don't have anything I'm doing, I'll just confront ChatGPT with dangerous questions. You see them there because some of these questions we are bringing, they don't have the capacity to answer those questions because they've not been. They will tell you that so time that we've not is not within our scope. If you ask them a question, they'll find a way to tell you it's not within their scope because that question is not in their memory. So all these things are just whether all of them are softwares. So you as a BA can design any kind of software, whether AI or it depends on what your client, your organization want or the users want. If you can capture it very well, then transfer it into technical requirement. Technical requirements are user stories. A good developer, once a good developer see a user story, the developer, a user story, see a user story with acceptance criteria, the developer knows what to do. So it depends on the way they are capturing it. Some of them might just be using the best practice. And once you are not using the best practice, you are not going to get good results. You know, this business analysis is very simple. Some people may say difficult, but I try to simplify it. Oluwaseyi, you are raising your hand?
No, not me.
Okay, I just I can see your hand is up.
Must have been a mistake. Sorry.
Okay, Mr. ND.
Thank you, Charles.
I hope I scratched your question.
Yes, of course. The question was well answered. I had another question which I would rather take maybe next time, so we don't drag the time for the meeting.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problems. Some questions you can drop a chat, or you can if you go to this our course portal, you see if we have a forum there. That's why I want us to, if you have a question, you can equally drop a question which we can follow up. Everybody can start contributing so that we'll have a track record of everything. So someone can join and see communication topics we have been treating outside the main thing, and it's very good. So any question is allowed, and because over the years, it's like 3 years I've been doing this. All the people I'm teaching here, most of them are master's degree, PhD, and what we do here is very interactive, and we do it the way it will help you to understand what is going on in the industry and be able to, bridge that gap some of us have. We are looking to bridge, because the main problem some of us have is that the business world will expect you to have this experience, why no one will give you opportunity to go get this experience. So we bridge all this gap, give you this experience, give you opportunity to work in real time. We're going to work in real time for us to see how we deploy this, So like MD, you are coming with a lot of questions. All these courses are packed with a lot of actions that will help you to understand how you can capture requirements, analyze their requirements, document your requirements, make recommendation, design solution, implement solution, test solution, deploy solution, and effectively close your projects practically. And that is what we do. By the time we finish this, if you are sending applications, I have some students. One student, he was very serious. He was following everything we are doing, bumper to bumper. And within 2 months, this guy got a job with British Petroleum, and so many of them, some getting jobs in banks and things like that. So, well, thank you for joining tonight. And if you don't have any question, as soon as this video is processed, it's going to be uploaded, and tomorrow we continue from where we stopped tonight. So thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye,
Charles.
all.
Yeah.